Well, 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 look at Don Lemon telling the truth. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Don Lemon of CNN telling the 100% truth about the U.S. women's national soccer team. Now, if you don't know, there was a whole big ruckus, an uproar, a bit of a kerfuffle about the pay disparity between the men's soccer team and the women's soccer team. You know, the chief SJW, the chief complainer, Megan Rapinoe, and others came out and said that, oh, the men get paid more than us, and that's not fair. We should get paid the same. We're just as good. Although the women's national team got beat by a bunch of teenage boys, but that's a different story, and I digress. So, as a result of all that bellyaching and complaining, they came to basically a revenue sharing agreement earlier this year. And here is the result of that agreement. You see this title right here on the article. U.S. women's national team will get half of money won by the U.S. men's national team at the World Cup. So as a result of the men advancing in the World Cup, not the women will get paid half of their earnings. I'm going to get back to the article in a minute, but first, let's roll the clip. If you want to see this clip in full without my commentary, the link, as always, will be in the description below. But let's go ahead and roll it.
If there is more interest in a men's sport, the business people, the people who make money off of sports, will put that on television because we live in a capitalist society. And if people are interested in that, then there would be more attention and more money would be paid. So it's about the money.
But here's the thing, and this is the point that I was making that goes to that, which is, why is that what people are watching? It's because it's what they're used to watching. Why is it? Because that's
what I want to see. That's what I want to see. I don't really want to see the women who could get beat by 15-year-old boys. I want to see grown adult men compete at the highest level with the highest skill. That's why. The same reason why I watch the NBA over the WNBA. I'm not interested in seeing poorly performed layup drills. I want to see 360 dunks, threes from half court. I want to see Giannis go from the three-point line to the hoop without dribbling, Euro step. That's what I want to see.
What they're used to watching, because men were putting men's sports on TV way before women's sports. So it's this systemic, institutionalized thing. No, I'm not done yet.
They are just more interested in it.
But why are they more? But you're missing my point. Why are they more interested? Because men's sports has been around longer. People have been paying attention to it more. There have been these amazing female sports stars that have only become household names in recent decades. That's the point. And I'm saying if they had both started at the exact same point, they both received the same amount of marketing and promotion and
Nah. It's not even about marketing and promotion. It's about what is the better sport to watch. When you're talking about women's sports, I don't really want to see women play basketball or football even, or, you know, they have women's football and what they got them wearing, lingerie and stuff like that. Make the game appealing for people to watch. Whether it be skill, whether it be how they look, something has got to be the draw. Okay, women's tennis, it's great. I like women's tennis. Women's gymnastics, they look graceful, they look feminine. But I'm not really trying to see a bunch of bull daggers on the court looking like they smoke crack for a living. I'm sorry, I got a little bit too far, but you understand what I'm saying. I'm not trying to see a bunch of masculine-looking women on the basketball court, on a soccer field, playing at a lower level than the men. I'm not interested in seeing that. You know, the best way to make all this equal would be to have no gender-specific sports. Then you'll see, without a shadow of a doubt, who is better than the other and what's the more exciting version of the game to watch.
All that stuff. And then we got to where we are today. That would be a different point.
Guess what? Big media giants, big advertisers. This is another opportunity to put the money where your mouth is.
I don't believe that's accurate. I respect your point, and I hear what you're saying. I don't believe that's accurate. We live in a capitalist society, and if people can make money off of whatever it is, they are going to exploit it. And there is a reason, and I'm sure it's part of what you are saying, and it's part of what you're saying. And these are conversations that we need to have. But I just think that we are lying to ourselves if we believe that someone cannot sit here and speak the truth to what we're...
Can I read you a headline? This is a fact that my smart producer Annie gave me. Quote from Forbes: the fastest growing audiences on TV are for women's sports.
Growing.
But that's because where ad dollars go. You're missing the point. They're coming at a later starting point than men's sports were. That's the whole point here.
Okay, there you have it. What Don Lemon said right there was correct. The female co-host, they really couldn't handle what he was saying. They're just not really trying to hear it. They're talking about, oh, here's a stat. It's the fastest growing sports are women's sports. Okay, does that mean that they are going to somehow perform better than men's sports? I think not. No, here's a very telling stat about college sports. Men's basketball and football pay for all the other sports. So, for example, if you're a young lady and you get accepted into a college on a track scholarship, on a lacrosse or whatever kind of other sport there may be to get a scholarship in college as a woman, that particular sport, the revenue generated from that sport is not enough to pay for your scholarship. It doesn't even really pay for the sport itself. The main attraction would be football. Like, let's say you're going to University of Georgia out there in Athens. What do you think the top grossing sport is? Just randomly guess it. Just drive around Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, South Carolina, Florida, and see the license plates, Georgia flags, jerseys, helmets, all of that. It's going to be the football team, okay? And there's no women on the football team. It's all men, okay? Young guys, age 18, 21, 22, 25, however old they are, okay? Same thing with college basketball, okay? You got Kentucky and UCLA and all these other, Duke. Those are going to be the main revenue drivers. There's so much money that now they have the ability for these players to get paid based upon their likeness and whatnot. You're not going to see any women out there really getting these NIL deals for millions of dollars and scholarships and endorsements. Scholarships maybe, but no endorsements or anything like that. But no big money because they're not big draws. Again, if you're dealing with women's tennis, gymnastics, okay, cool. We got Serena Williams, Simone Biles, etc. Cool. But basketball, football, soccer, it's just not the same way. Now let's go to this article right here. Let's revisit the article that I brought up earlier. They're going to split this money that the men made at the World Cup. This is ridiculous. Now, I don't know how it is for women at the World Cup. Did they even attend? Did they qualify? I can't really tell. But just because the men won, they're going to split the money that they won, $6.5 million in half. And okay, so how does that really work? So you're talking about what, 3.25 each? So that 3.25, is that going to be divided among each player or the staff? Does it go to the team directly? How does that work? How many times does that 3.25 get divided? So the 6.5 is cut in half, and then the 3.25 is cut what, in the 12, 13, 40, 100? Who knows? Okay, so here's some of the article right here. It says, under the equal pay agreement signed this year, the teams will split prize money for the World Cup. That means that both teams would get $6.5 million for the men's team advancing. Oh, okay, so they're going to get 6.5 each. I thought it was just 6.5 total. So both teams are going to get 6.5 for the men's team advancing to the round 16 of and we'll continue to split the prize money down the middle. So for each time they advance, there's prize money, and each time they advance, they're going to split the prize money. The terms agreed to in May and formally signed in September put both teams on the same payment model through 2028. It's totally unfair, completely unfair. There's your chief complainer right there. You know, and all of this thing about wokeness and equality and inclusion and fairness, it's all about money at the end of the day. It's all about money. Oh, we're not being treated fairly. We're being discriminated against. We're not being paid equal. Just as a way to take money that you didn't even earn. You did not earn the money. The men advanced. You didn't advance. So why are you getting the money? How is that fair at all? It's ridiculous. But let's continue here. The women's team, which has won the last two World Cups, had long been advocating for equal pay, but without success. It took a collectively bargained agreement with a buy-in from both the men and the U.S. Soccer Federation to achieve it. Prior to that, the women's team had sued U.S. Soccer for gender discrimination. The lawsuit was settled in 2019 for $24 million, contingent on a new agreement. So is the $24 million going to be made up by the prize money being split, or do they pay the $24 million on top of the 6.5 or whatever kind of money they're going to make throughout the World Cup from now until the next World Cup of 2028. This is crazy. This is ridiculous. But again, it's all about money. It's not really about inclusion and fairness. It's all about getting that paper. Because, you know, if it's about any kind of, I feel discriminated against, I'm going to sue you guys, and this is going to be a civil rights issue, I guess all those feelings go away once that dollar gets introduced, which lets me know it wasn't really serious from the beginning. It's all about getting that big bag of money. And once big bag of money hits that account, once a direct deposit hits, once that check gets cleared, all the feelings, all the trouble, all the drama automatically, magically goes away. Ridiculous, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what said you? How do you feel about what's going on here with the U.S. men's national team basically donating half of their winnings to the women's team just because the men advanced? Nothing to do with the women and what they did. Just because the men advanced, they're giving half of their pay to the women. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. How do you feel about what Don Lemon said? It's like, look, it's about making money. If it's going to make money, they're going to put it on TV. They're going to make it work. And you know the whole thing about the women not getting paid as much. Let's just say they don't get paid as much. Say they get paid less than the men. Why wouldn't they be out there being marketed and promoted? If you were a guy that had investments in the men's team and the women's team, a lot of these NBA owners own the men's team and the women's team. Like, for example, the owner of the LA Sparks, the women's NBA team, WNBA team, may also be a part owner of the LA Lakers or the Clippers or something like that. So why not just give some marketing money to the women? You could pay them less and make a lot of money if it's all about just that. It doesn't make any sense. They're going to put dollars behind what makes them money. They're going to invest money to make money. That's all it's going to be about. They're not going to invest money on a losing thing. If not for the NBA, there'd be no WNBA because they don't make any money. Nobody wants to see a bunch of these bull daggers run up and down the court and miss wide open layups and brick threes. They just don't want to see it. It's simple. It's not that difficult to grasp. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.